Welcome back to SOS number 209. We are here with Unbesiegbare Flotten, Mirage, and Wasteland XP. Unbesiegbare Flotten is Invincible Fleets, Mirage in the translation, and Wasteland XP is Wasteland XP. They are within the line to get better XP scores in the X-Wing and not any other games. Anyways, I am back here with Sabrina. How are you, Sabrina, for our last set of the night? For us at least.
Honestly, I am very, very excited because I do recognize some familiar names on both teams. I'm very excited to see what comps they'll be running. Because I think from what I could tell, these players that I'm familiar with, they run weapons that aren't really too common in today's meta.
Are you talking about Wasteland XP?
I believe so, and I think a few of the members from Invincible Fleets Mirage. I'm probably gonna go by the English translation of that. But regardless, though, or I should probably just wait. You know what? I think Invincible Fleets might be the way to go.
Yep. You can't. Yeah.
Because I feel like if I just say Mirage, I feel like I'm just referring to Mirage, who is also playing for this team. But I also do see. But yeah, I feel like I do. If I remember correctly, I think a few of the members from Invincible Fleets run some pretty uncommon weapons, but I might be wrong because they do seem to be running some pretty common weapons in today's meta, and I do see Ali running the Tetradualies from the side of Raise the Line.
The main thing is you might be thinking about for Unbesiegbare Flotten is because two of the players, my own and Musty, is by Spinner. But because we don't see Chloe here or the fourth, because I forgot the name, unfortunately, here we are going to be seeing them play in with Zen and Mirage. Mirage from the cafeteria actually is Zen the pickup all around actually as well too. So but Mayona Westy not being able, Westy actually played earlier in Paddington earlier today, so this is the second tournament of the day. But for Mayona, this is the first tournament of the night actually, and making it all the way to the top is going to be pretty well. While for Wasteland XP, you know them if you went to the land scene in the Sea Battle side or even in the Booyah Bay side as well. You're going to be seeing Ali, Westy, Kronos, Gabe, Ali being the Tetra player, Westy being the decaf player, and Kronos and Gabe, the sword and the bow phenomena. But we're going to be seeing them play a little bit of different weapons this time because we are going to be seeing a mini splatting here. And that's actually going to be coming from Kronos if I remember correctly too.
Yeah, I am very curious to see how Kronos will play with the regular mini splatling, because normally in today's meta, I normally would see either the Zuka mini or the Zinc mini, and I know people. I know people prefer those because they have some pretty powerful specials, while meanwhile Mini on the other hand just has the burst bomb, which is such a really good combo, both the Mini and the burst bomb here. But we're getting way too off topic regarding to talking about weapons. We see here that Invincible Fleets are out in the court of Raise the Line here. We do see the specials being used by, especially coming from the Mini here. They were able to get one pick on the Gal, and unfortunately they do get taken out in the process, but hopefully this does distract them, as we see now that the members are trying to push in, and now the zone is in neutral here. Are they able to get it? Unfortunately, no, and Invincible Fleets are just rushing in, taking out players left and right here, and getting the knockout in game number 1.
Yep, Unbesiegbare Flotten is Mirage is able to be taking the first game on Splat Zones on Hagerfish Market. The main thing is for Wasteland XP though, they were able to come into the zone and try their best to battle some points, but again against a regular comp like Invincible Fleets Mirage, unfortunately you have to try to think a little bit more on your gameplay, on your mechanics to try to do better than you think before, because for Wasteland XP, that is why they're playing these weapons as well. Why they're playing their own couple of weapons, because they're trying to raise the line on their own skill sets. Because for XP, technically the XP here is center points, and technically the result for it being first place and SMS number 209. So they are trying to raise the line with the weapon to prove a point that you can play anything you want in Splatoon 3 and you can still do well with it depending on how mechanically well you play. But if mechanically playing well is one thing, another thing is team synergy, which Invincible Fleets Mirage has, because they can play super aggro with it. So with that game one, going to the side of Invincible Fleets Mirage in game one, we're immediately going to game two with Tower Control and Ship Shape Cargo. Let's see what happens for Wasteland XP if they can come back from this.
And seeing here, nothing out of the ordinary for both of these teams, actually. They seem to be sticking with what they feel comfortable with. And I'm very surprised that they're not even running a leader, because I feel like leader is such a really good weapon for tower ship shape here. But anyways, we now see Invincible Fleets taking a lot of control here. We see Zen trying being very aggressive from the start here, and now this does enable the members of Invincible Fleets to take control of the first checkpoint here. And they are just up in their Raise the Lines plat here, just taking out members. Even though they're going down in the process, they are just not. They are just ready to get back in.
Yes, Invincible Fleets Mirage right now just able to hold the line right now because of how much aggressiveness they have in general. As we see Rusty and Mayone just coming in with Rusty immediately with the Forge Ball, even to get a solo kill as well off the bat. They have so much range against Raise the Line XP that really they can do whatever they want in a comfortable spot like we saw right now. We are going to be seeing now Rusty coming in, trying to play aggro as much as possible, but Mayone on the top left side, a really aggressive spot too with the 52 gal from Zen on the right side trying to battle off the decap, and they do win that too. That last one life from Unbesiegbare Flotten, aka Invincible Fleets, going to be the end of the push right there with Raise the Line XP finally getting control. But now let's see if they hold it and get paid.
Yeah, and right now, Raise the Line is immediately already taking control of their left stacks now. We see Chronos having their Ultra Stamp ready, able to get a pick on the Gal, very huge pick there. And with the help of, I believe it was the Tetras, Ali, yeah, they were able to get another pick on the Stamper there. They were trying to get the Reef Slider out, but unfortunately gets taken out by the Pencil on the side of Invincible Fleets. But I think with all of that, despite all of that though, like members going down in the process, they are still just really keeping it together, and just, they were able to break the first checkpoint now, and my goodness, they are, like, despite like all of that, they are still holding strong.
This is the definition of raising line. They were able to hold. We saw Invincible Fleets holding line at the first bit because they had so much aggressive power. But now Raise the Line XP able to raise their own line and going up into the lead now, to the final checkpoint to the victory, because they were able to fully KO it off the bat. Able to flex why the weapons are strong, why they are mechanically better in the gameplay sense, and being able mechanically wise and essentially wise why they are the better team in a mode like Tower Control. Take that in consideration. This is Tower Control, where it can be a snowballing map and a snowballing mode as well on Chip Chicago. Now we are going back to zones for game 3 with Woman. We saw Invincible Fleets was go in all the way and be super aggro against them, but it was a more open map with more sneaks. It's going to be the same thing here, but with really more weird elevation. And also the woman ball on top. So we'll see what will happen there.
Yeah, I am honestly not too sure, like, how the Tetras will play in Zones Robo, because, at least for me though, as a dualies player, I feel like dualies, certain dualies like this one, like V dualies, just tend to struggle a lot in Robo zones because it's more midline favored in my opinion, and I've had really terrible experiences while just struggling in zones Robo in the past. So I feel like for Tetras, I feel like they're kind of in the same boat as V dualies. I feel like, but I don't know. That's just my that is just my opinion. I'm not very too familiar with Tetras, especially since like we don't normally see Tetras in today's meta. I feel like so. It's nice to see that weapons like the Tetra dualies are still being used, and yeah, like Ali is certainly making a name for themselves with Tetras.
Again, Ali is one of the well-known Tetra players in this scene, actually, as an OG player who actually has the Yellow Jackets tag, if anyone knows about that team. So that's going to be the main thing they're trying to strongly shout out right now, as we're going to be seeing for the rest of the side of its line XP. But the side of Cronus right now being able to hold on with the hammer, trying their best to go for the kill on Myona, but not able to get the cut there. 3 down on the side of his line, holding the lane once again. That's going to be Invincible Fleets holding on to the best they can with specials. And again, here we are, the stalemate, the snowball effect of Mobile Robin. If we can't see Rachel Knights be able to go on through, this might be GG's.
I do, yeah, and from what I could tell, two members on the side of Raise the Line did get taken down in Sneaky, and we see the pro just sharking in the little amount of ink, trying to get a pick, but unfortunately was just able to get a poke with only 1 shot. But they have their Booyah along with the gal having the whale. This does create a huge stall for them, not letting any of the members from Raise the Line to go in. But the hammer comes out from the side from Kronos and the reef slider from Ali, and they were able to retake the zone immediately here. Ali does get taken out in the process, and now Gabe is just trying to fight for survival here, just hugging the walls a lot. And as I say that, I don't know what just happened, but it looks like the stamper on the side of Invincible Fleet just got a crazy, just created a massive like distraction, allowing the members to get the wipe out.
So Benno, that was a zip double.
It was?
That was a zip double. So yeah, that's why we saw O's even from our streamer pipe stream in the VC. That's why we saw the O, because that was a chaotic play and the chaotic timing of events. Even with that timing too, Invincible Fleet's Mirage is able to hold on to the zone really long with 7 ticks remaining, and actually from Ali, the last second clutch of the Beef Slider and the 3 down on the side of Invincible Fleet's Mirage. That's gonna be Rachel Line XP not having any penalty points anymore. Now what we need to see from Rachel Line XP is to hold the line right now, because like it did in the game with Chip Cargo, if they have aggression, they will take advantage of it, but they cannot die. That's the main thing that we are worried about right now for Unbesiegbare Flotten right now, because if they kill anyone like right now with Rachel Line XP getting 2 down, but they still control the zone, we are gonna be in a madness right now with Ali going down, and Clovis going down, and even Gabe going down.
This is just an insane back and forth between both these teams. Like, I think after you know what happened in the last 2 games, these two teams are really fighting to survive.
Oh my god!
Stay in the tournament a little bit longer here, but I believe the pressure is just really getting to Raise the Line right now, as a couple of members are getting down, as Invincible Fleets have been just, you know, throwing a lot of their resources at them, just really getting themselves, like, really getting Raise the Line out of position here. And because of that, they were able to get not only a knockout, but win the first round of Great White Bracket.
So talking about resources, the resources were bombs, and today, bombs were having a little bit of a funny one in the 2 tournaments that happened today of SOS and SOS now and Pounding Crew earlier. Bombs were the main game difference in some games for both tournaments today. So it's kind of great to see that bombs are still resourceful, even though there was no junior playing. It's still great to see that Such Bombs was able to get 2 kills from Rusty at the end of the game to secure the bag for Unbesiegbare Flotten. And Raise the Line will unfortunately be holding the line now in the top 16, well, top 12, more or less, something like that, but as they're going to be securing there. So they are going to be stopping with right back in round 1. Congrats to you guys. Unfortunately, game 3 lost, but GG's go next. There's always next week, or there's always X rank.
Yeah, Honestly though, like I just really was like amazed by what I saw during this entire round. Like both of these teams put on such a great show. Um, definitely not. Definitely not a like super hype, but it was definitely like a round that I was super invested in. Like I really just liked all of the plays that both these teams just pulled off. Like they really just put on such a good show, as I mentioned earlier.
Even though it might have been not the hype episode like a grand finals, it was hype enough that we were able to show off the niceness of how many people can play their own weapons if they couple with it from Razorlight XP and from Unbesiegbare Flotten, or aka Invisible Fleets, because they, well, it's more specifically Myona and Wesley, they are trying to feed off the wage of trying to get a tournament win, because they kind of got robbed from a recent tournament actually. So they're trying to get that feedback and winning it in SOS, because again, Spooky Spinner won earlier in Paladin Pool. So if Unbesiegbare Flotten wins and we right, technically Spooky Spinner won 2 tournaments today. But the main thing though is for Razorlight XP is their friends. Again, they're kind of getting to the top level era. They're all on mid to high level right now. So if they all keep playing together as a fan group, they will be all playing great. But